Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome into our live. It's Thursday evening, and this is September the 11th, a poignant day in the history of the world. But we welcome everyone in, and as you're in the chat, let us know where you're dialing in from. And we are excited because we've got some really interesting energy to talk about. But tonight, we have, as your co-host, we have Dawn. We have Ron, we have Ruby, and we have myself, Sari, and we have Wendy, who is backstage tonight. So she's managing the chat. We also have Morgan, who is our normal reader. She is in the chat. We also have Betsy Morgan, who was with us about 3 or 4 weeks ago doing a live channeling session. So welcome to everyone, but especially Betsy and to Morgan, part of our extended group. But just wanted to make a couple of announcements this evening. We are going to be doing a new moon ritual, and it will be Sunday, September the 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we will be giving out more information, more details to follow. And as always, for this evening, as you're joining in, if you would like an individual card pull, please put a heart in the chat, and we'll do as much as we can to get to you. And so we wanted just to acknowledge in some of the live feed tonight, I'm not sure where you are around the world, but there's been quite a bit of some violence this week, and people have commented. And so we want to be very mindful that our focus is on the peace and the healing of anyone who has been impacted, the families, the children. And we just want to be very thoughtful, and that our energies of support, we would ask for prayers of healing, prayers of support, and focusing on just being peaceful, calm, and offering our love and support coming from all of our hearts, the highest vibration we can be. That is the best antidote, if you will, for healing. And so we would ask all of you in your prayers and your meditations to focus on the positive aspect of healing, support, and sending love to those who have been in these situations. And we're specifically talking about the U.S., but there may be some other things that have happened in different parts of the world that we don't know or have not been made aware of. So it's a heightened time right now. And I think, Dawn, you said the energy has been chock full of lots of events and shocks and surprises and things coming out of nowhere. So we would ask for everyone to please focus on that as we go through the next few days. As we get started, we're going to do an energy clearing, all right? And would invite everyone just to relax a little bit and close your eyes. Get comfortable in your chair or lie down. And we're just going to let it all go. We're going to start by taking a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, release through the mouth. We're going to inhale again. Exhale out through the mouth. Continue to take some nice, slow, deep cleansing breaths. Let your body relax. Release any tension. Release any thoughts that lead you astray. Visualize now a sphere of soft violet light that forms above your head. This is the light of higher consciousness and divine clarity. And we're going to imagine this sphere gently lowering, passing through our crown chakra, and moving its way all through our chakras to cleanse and clear and align. Moving down to the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, the root. And this violet light just continues to cleanse as it moves down our legs, out our feet, deep into Mother Gaia, anchoring us with her beautiful energies. In this energy, we feel safe. We feel supported. We feel serene. As you are continuing to breathe deeply and you're anchoring these energies to Mother Earth, release anything that no longer serves you. Outdated thoughts, stories we've told ourselves, old energetic loops, anything that no longer serves the new us emerging. And it gently dissolves into Mother Gaia. And as you breathe in, say these words silently. I reclaim my peace. And as you breathe out, I release all that no longer serves. Pause here in silence for a moment, simply being present in the stillness. And as that light comes back through our bodies, it connects all the way up to heaven and connects us with Source. And this beautiful light, this violet light, comes around each of us in a cone of protective light. And we will ask Archangel Michael to guide us with strength, with courage, with clarity and truth. Let's inhale deeply one more time. And exhale. We are clear and we are serene. All right, over to Dawn. Thank you.
Well, hello, everyone. And I do want to say that I think anybody that watches this channel is part of the energy that anchors in that higher vibration with what's going on in the world. So us having this energy of peace and calmness, carry water, chop wood is the messages that we keep getting. It's like, okay, we know that there are things that are going to be chaotic, but you keeping that higher vibration helps the whole energy of the earth going through things. So what I want to talk about for this week specifically is we are going to be having this Saturday a Mercury Cazimi. And that means that the sun and Mercury are going to be conjunct at 20 degrees of Virgo. And it's an excellent time to be getting downloads. It's to get also the energy of gifts coming in. And I do want to show the chart briefly because I think you'll understand it just a little bit better to have a visual here. So this, let me get so you can see where my pointer is. So the actual Cazimi is Mercury and the sun right here. You can see over here, the north node is at 18 degrees. That means the south node is at 18 degrees. So yesterday, the sun touched the south node, and today Mercury touches the south node. And the south node can be very much about things like our ancestors, our bloodlines, where we come from. And I think that we are going to be able to, with this, both of them just touching the south node, and then 2 degrees later, they're actually conjunct. We have an opportunity to ask and receive information in, because if you look here, that 20 degrees, that energy is going to start like at 8 p.m. Eastern time Friday and go all the way through to Saturday afternoon at about 2:30 in the afternoon. And that allows us to even set intentions for when we are sleeping, to ask for guidance, to ask for things to come in. And those are the biggest energies that are going on this week. And the other really nice aspect that is happening is we have Jupiter here at 19 degrees, almost 20. It's just 1 minute off. We have Jupiter in a sextile. It's helping energy. It's someone giving someone else a hand. So it's opportunities that may come in. So this is a great time to watch for synchronicities that are going on in people's lives. The way for you to get messages for where you're being guided to go. I think that's the important thing that's going to be happening. We're in between two eclipses. The eclipse at the end of the month is at 29 degrees. 29 degrees is a tough degree. And I see that, things can be, as we're going forward into the future, there are things we've been talking about this. There are things that are going to be happening in the collective level, but us being the carry water, chop wood, and that in the peaceful energy and with that Virgo energy of being of assistance. That's that beautiful Virgo energy is they believe in service to others in that sense. It reminds me of when people have, floods or hurricanes or tornadoes. It's your neighbors that are there with food, with shelter, with clothing. That's the energy that you should be using this Virgo time that we're going through, the Virgo South Node. It believes in divine service to others. But we're also having to put ourselves first because self-care, the oxygen mask goes on you first on the plane, and then you can help others. We should still maintain that as what we're going to be going through. So with that, I will go ahead and get rid of this. And if there's no other questions, we can move it back to Sari so we can go ahead and start our cards.
Hi, Ron. Wendy's backstage managing the cameras, so if you'll bear with us, we're having fun. Okay, so the question for the collective tonight is, with these energies and with what Dawn was explaining, we're going to be getting downloads and probably either some awareness of new gifts or some expansion of some of the gifts that we already have. So the question for the collective, which we just pulled cards, is what can we be welcoming in as a new gift or an expansion of a gift that you already have either experienced or are becoming skilled with. So I pulled, this is from the Mystical Shaman deck, and I pulled the card called the Rattle, okay? And it's a 43, which it reduces to a 7, and 7s are very sacred and holy. And the rattle is the spirit caller carrying the shaman's prayer to the 4 directions. The body of the rattle is like the earth spinning on its axis. With the aid of the rattle, the medicine woman instills the desired destiny in her future, closing with the prayer, "Great Spirit, may your will be done." The rattle guides us to pray for all the earth. Wow. And we just did that when we opened up. And not just for our personal needs. When we offer our prayers for the highest good of all, everything we need is provided for us. And the rattle also comes with an invitation to use the tools of spirit. And it says, you want to catch God on the whisper, not on the shout. I think that's beautiful. What you are trying to craft to your own desires and expectations is already there, standing before you. You are being offered the Creator's tools, which must be put to use to serve a divine purpose. So we are being called to hold the light and to hold the vibration in this time of great change and in some cases tragedy going on. So it is an opportunity for all of us to step up our game of being light workers and holding the light. So it is a beautiful card. It's the call of spirit, and that we have the tools and we will be experiencing the tools that we need to be direct channels and linkages to divine source. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ron, who is going to read us a rune this evening.
Thanks, Sheree. Appreciate it very much. Welcome, everyone. I was pulling a rune again for the same question about, what the gifts are coming to us. And this is a rune I've been pulling quite a bit lately. It's harvest. The name of it is Jera, and it's a fertile season. So I'll read it briefly. A rune of beneficial outcomes. Jera, this rune, applies to any activity or endeavor to which you are committed. Be aware, however, that no quick results can be expected. A span of time is usually involved, hence the key words 1 year, quote unquote, symbolizing a full cycle before the reaping, the harvest, or deliverance. You have prepared the ground and planted the seed. Now you must cultivate it with care. To those whose labor has a long season, a long coming to term, Jera offers encouragement of success. Know that the outcome is in the keeping of providence and continue to persevere. Remember the old story about the farmer who was so eager to assist his crops that he went out at night and tugged on the new shoots. There is no way to push the river. Equally, you cannot hasten the harvest. Be mindful that patience is essential for the recognition of your own process, which in its season leads to the harvest of the self. Again, I've been seeing this a lot, but it sounds like it's a very positive future. And now we're going to move on to Dawn, right?
Ron, can you hold up the rune that you pulled?
Sure. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So this is Jera. Can everybody see that?
Oh, that's pretty.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So I'm pulling from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. I actually had started with another deck and it was like, nope. So it made me switch decks. So obviously I had to be getting a message from this deck. So what I got was this overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. And it's a number 43 card. So it's a number 7. I love this, all the greens in here. But the actual message, it's like a twofold type of message that it's giving. So many good things are headed your way or are already occurring in your life right now. Yet you may be thinking that they're not possible or you're not worthy of them. Abundance is everyone's natural state before we project our restrictions on it, defining what it means, who has it, who gets it, and so forth. Right now, take yourself out of your conditioning and look at your life through the eyes of plenty. There are plenty of synchronicities and divine opportunities that will be coming your way. And the second part of this message, sometimes all this overflow can be overwhelming and you may find yourself responding with empathy overload. Empathy overload occurs when you tune into the collective angst and fear about impending changes and uncertainties. It's unimaginable. You feel like you're drowning in those emotions. It's time to allow yourself to detach. Bring yourself back to your life. Restore your faith in a power greater than you, and remind yourself to focus on your small personal universe, which is much easier to manage. So this is exactly, I think, all the messages that we've been getting for everyone is there are so many things coming in as gifts, especially if, we're holding that vibration for the greater collective. We're kind of reaping the harvest information. We're reaping the benefits of that because they're like, okay, you're working hard on behalf of what's going on in the collective. So we're going to enhance your gifts. We're going to open those up more. We're going to give you more gifts because you're doing a good job. So realize that anybody that's watching this is part of that. You have a vibrational level that brings you here. And you need to realize that. We are going to have moments of overwhelm, but bring it back to your own universe. Carry water, chop wood. So with that, I will move on to Ruby.
Hey, everybody. So we all pull our cards separately, but I have a very similar message to Dawn's and a completely different deck. So this is actually the Voice of the Souls Oracle. So my card that I got was happiness. So I'm loving that with this card here with it looks like a fox or maybe a wolf. So this actually breaks it down into several different messages for you guys. So I'm going to read all three of them. The soul says happiness is within your reach. Its creation begins inside of you. Even if your outer environment seems complicated, don't worry, happiness is there. I already feel it. I send you much love so you can see it, then carry it into your outer life. You have worked on yourself and are now aware of how to create this inner happiness. If this is not yet the case, know that you will soon share it with people you love. You are a wonderful person, and I'm proud of you because you have the daring to tell it to yourself. Sometimes you say it timidly, but still you manage to express it. Before you didn't feel you could. Keep building your own happiness. You are on a beneficial path. So the spirit guide message is everything is already happening. You are in a forward moving energy. If you can't see the synchronicities yet, know they will come quickly. So that is what's coming in. That's the gift. We are sending you signs in the form of outer events. Let yourself be guided. Keep nourishing what is most beautiful in you. Don't try to control things. All you have to do is experience the present moment and be spontaneous. Soon, your inner happiness will be carried into your outer life. You will create everything that matters to you. Your wants are in line with your needs, and you are connected to yourself. Everything is falling into place. Everything is beautiful. You can already embrace the fruit of your efforts and bring your projects to life. So the main message that I got here is that everything is already happening. If you can't see it yet, it's coming in quickly. And so you just need to keep shining as you are right now, right in this moment, right now during this in-between time. Okay, so with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Serene.
Okay, I'm going to pull for Deborah this evening. Deborah, hope you're doing well. And Ron, you're going to be up next, and you're going to pull for Misty Greer. Okay. All right. And so, Deborah, I pulled again from the Mystic Shaman's Oracle. We're doing Shaman's Dream and the Mystic Shaman Oracle deck. We didn't tell each other. So we never know who's going to pull from which deck, but there seems to be a theme. Deborah, this is a really interesting message for you. And this is called the Blade. It says the blade represents sharpness of the mind, the body, and spirit. Pointing upward, it summons the power of heaven. When aimed down to the ground, it anchors the power of the heavens on earth. And it says the blade can be a huge healing tool, but it can also be used as a weapon. So wield it wisely, and it will transmit power, bestow initiations, cut energetic cords from the past, or perhaps sever toxic or old relationships. But be wise, because if you use it in anger, it can become a different tool. So the invitation, Deborah, is to draw your blade, and the Spirit is asking you to step up. And this is a card symbolic of stepping into your power and reclaiming your power. And so this is a time for you energetically that your voice matters, standing up for yourself, standing in your power, and using your spiritual gifts that Spirit is calling you. This is going to be a very powerful time for you during this next eclipse. So that was a message, Deborah. And I think the power of the blade in transmitting your own personal power is going to be really wonderful for you. And so with that, I am going to turn it over to Ron, who's reading for Misty. Thanks, Deborah.
Thanks, Sheree. Hi, Misty. I pulled a rune for you again. You know, I have a bag of runes, 25 of them. I shake them, I stir them, I do everything I can. But I've been pulling a lot of the runes with the similar message. So for you just now, I pulled this one here, and it's called Stand Still or Withdrawal, right? And it says the winter of the spiritual life is upon you. You may find yourself entangled in a situation to whose implications you are, in effect, blind. You may feel powerless to do anything except submit, surrender, even sacrifice some long-cherished desire. Be patient, for this is the period of gestation that precedes rebirth. Positive accomplishments are unlikely now. There is a freeze on useful activity. All your plans are on hold. You may be experiencing an unaccustomed drain on your energy and wonder why. A chill wind is reaching over you, over the ice floes and old outmoded habits. Trying to hold on can result in shallowness, a sense of being out of touch with life. Seek to discover what it is you are holding on to that perpetuates this condition and let go. Shed, release, cleanse away the old. Doing so will bring on the thaw. Usually this requires a sacrifice of personal. At such time, you cannot hope to rely on help or friendly support. And yet there's no reason for anxiety. Submit and be still. For what you are experiencing is not necessarily the result of your actions or habits, but rather arises from conditions about which you can do nothing. What has been full must be empty. What has increased must decrease. This is the way of heaven and earth. To surrender is to display courage and wisdom. And yet there's another face to standstill, the rune. Just as winter is a time for going within, drawing this rune can announce a time of restoration and renewal at the deepest level. In your solitude, exercise caution and do not stubbornly persist in attempting to work your will. Remain mindful that the seed of the new is present in the shell of the old. And the seed of unrealized potential, the seed of the good. Trust your own process and watch for signs of spring. Remember, you're a spiritual warrior, so just stick with it, okay? And now I'm going to pass it on to Dawn.
And I've been remembering to unmute myself. I'm so proud. Yay. Yay. So for just to let you know, Ruby, we have Girl Gone will be who Ruby will be reading for next. And I am reading for Susie Van Steel. So I'm very excited. I actually, again, tried to pick up a different deck and shuffle. And it was like, nope. So I went back to the Shaman Stream and it was very interesting. This is called Dust Devil. It's number 15 card. And we just had that 15-degree eclipse. So one of the things that I find it's very fascinating about the messages that can come up, and I do feel that other people will relate to what this is. So the presence of the Dust Devil causes a ruckus. Some people are afraid of his chaotic nature, believing that he comes to intentionally stir things up. The truth is, you can't expect this dream ally to behave, to bring niceness, to be clean. His power is in the mess he creates as he calls for you to engage in the full cyclone of life. Okay, this is what the nodes do. This is what eclipses do. And if you are if you have been stuck, this is the universe's way of getting you out of stuckness, because you don't change when things are fine. You change because you're being forced to. So stop asking for things to be perfect. Awkward, messy, conflicted, exuberant, and wild is how you shift. Trust this process. The Dust Devil knows what you need and when you need it. Once things settle, you will see the gleaming jewels awaiting your discovery, the wisdom awaiting integration. And that is where you will find, and I think everybody can agree with this, we've been finding Archangel Michael has been showing up. It says, okay, there's going to be a mess. And then Archangel Michael comes in, but it's going to be fine. There's going to be a big mess, but it's going to be fine. So with that energy, I think you need to take that with you, because I think, yes, we are going to have lots of this, There's going to be lots of this. But we keep getting those messages over and over again. But wait till you get to the end. On the underside of the deck, there's all this positive energy and actually even abundance. So, we're going to have a mess first, but it's part of getting us along that path. And I do think that we have Archangel Michael and our own guides and our own angels putting things in the proper places to help us out when we least expect it. So go forward with that intention. Know that anything that you may be like all this chaos going on, just realize it's part of the process. And again, focus more on what your own personal world is. That's the best thing, to just pull it in, become an observer of the outside world, give it love, give it grace. Do not give it anger. Do not give it fear. And that's how you help the collective. So I will go ahead and pass on to Ruby.
It's so funny when you were had the dust going there, and then you said Archangel Michael. I got this vision of Archangel Michael with one of those 1980s dustbusters. The handheld ones just coming in, just sweeping it all up. And so I'm reading for Girl Gone. I got a snake again, you guys. I keep getting the snake energy. I had the snake in one of my readings for the channel, and we had been talking about that, but this is the year of the snake too. But for me, during what I have been really connecting it to is kind of like the world energy, like a huge chapter closing type energy. This is called the Reproach card. And so I'm going to read from Voice of the Souls again. So for Girl Gone, your soul is saying that sometimes you are so critical of yourself, so hard on yourself. Sometimes you say things that aren't right, and you think and feel them in your bones. You bring these things to life, believing they represent who you are and what you do. This is not so and is not right. These reproaches have no valid basis because you're an imperfect being and do your best with what you have. You have often been powerless, but this has much to teach you. I'm sending you many signs to help you understand your inner wisdom. Even if, in your outer life, you feel stripped of everything, you've created great inner wealth. I can sense your inner wealth. It belongs to you and is present in each of your cells. Today, you need to be confident in this wealth, feeling it deep inside you. You need to look in a mirror and see all the light that makes up your aura. Your self-reproaches aren't valid. They are a reflection of your fears to teach you confidence in yourself. You are a unique and wonderful being. Every day, I send you signs to remind you of this. The next 3 weeks are so important. There will be many synchronicities, and the pace will be intense. We invite you to be daring and have confidence in yourself, because you will be invited to do many things. You won't be able to concentrate on some things as much as you would like. Don't blame yourself. Indulge yourself. You won't botch these things. You'll have more time later on to finish everything you started. In the next 3 weeks, you will create new foundations and take an important turn. You have been waiting for this turn for a long time. You have all the strength you need inside of you. You have been preparing for this transformation for a long time, and now you are ready. Connect to your inner strength and be compassionate. Just be yourself, confident and assured. You can do it. You can do anything. Goosebumps. I mean, I don't really have anything to add with that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I hope that resonated for you. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Suri.
You're on mute.
Sorry. It's been a long week. I'm going to be reading for Maria Reyes, and Ron, you're up with Parts Runner. So Maria, I chose from the Energy Oracle deck, and it's, again, you can't make this up. Look, it looks like another pen. I think Willow, you and Gypsy and someone else made a reference to the blade looking like a pen. And Maria, this is all around strategy, okay? And this is making a plan. It says the card shows a pen, a journal, a compass, and a key. So when you receive this card, it indicates that this is the optimum time for setting up a very specific strategy to achieve your goals, okay? And it asks you to journal. So there's something that you're wanting to do. Maybe it's a shift in direction. Maybe it's manifesting something that you've been thinking about or desiring for a long time. And it says you need to journal it and write it down and consider any potential change in course that might be needed. Be aware of all the details regarding the goals. And they're asking you just to put some sort of plan in place, because when you write it down, it's kind of like what gets measured gets done. It's like what gets written down manifest. So you're being encouraged right now to be very strategic about manifesting and around putting out to the universe exactly what you want. Don't be shy. Do exactly what you want and dream big, be bold, be daring. And it's telling you that it's time to put some things in order, but put it down on paper so you can put your thoughts, which turn to action, which turn to manifestation. So the angels are giving you some sort of guidance that, yes, you need to write. And when you write, you will be shown the direction. And there's something about an energetic key. You might see a key or you might get a key. I don't know what it is, but there will be some sort of symbol either around a compass or a key that's going to be your sign that you're absolutely on the right path. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ron, who's going to read for Parts Runner. Thanks, Maria.
Thanks, Cherie. Appreciate it. Parts Runner. So just to remind you, this is the book that I use, again, put out by Ralph Bloom. It was written years ago. And again, it was he channeled it all in one night, 24 runes. And then a few years later, he added another rune because he said, we absolutely need this rune. It's very auspicious. And so the rune I pulled for you, oh, there's nothing there. And if I turn it over, there's still nothing there. This is the blank rune, probably the most auspicious in the deck or in the runes. It's called the unknowable, the divine, Odin, the All-Father. This is, again, one of the high spots of runes. Blank is the end. Blank is the beginning. This is the rune of total trust and should be taken as exciting evidence of your most immediate contact with your own true destiny, which time and again rises like the phoenix from the ashes of what we call fate. The appearance of this rune can portend a death, but that death is usually symbolic and may relate to any part of your life as you are living it now. And in italics, it says, relinquishing control is the ultimate challenge for the spiritual warrior. Remember, this whole group, you're all spiritual warriors. Here, the unknowable informs you that it is in motion in your life. It is that blankness. In that blankness is held undiluted potential. At the same time, both pregnant and empty, this rune comprehends the totality of being, all that is to be actualized. Drawing the blank rune may bring to the surface our deepest fears. Will I fail? Will I be abandoned? Will it all be taken away? And yet, our highest good, our truest possibilities, and all our fertile dreams are held within that blankness. Willingness and permitting are what this rune requires. For how can you exercise control over what is not yet in form? The blank rune often calls for no less than an act of courage, than an empty-handed leap into the void. I love that. Drawing it is a direct test of faith. The unknowable represents the part of karma, the sum total of your actions and their consequences, the lessons that are yours for this lifetime. And yet, This rune teaches that the very depths of old karma shift and evolve as you shift and evolve. Nothing is predestined. What beckons is the creative power of the unknown. Whenever you draw the blank rune, take heart. Know that the work of self-change is progressing in your life. I hope that resonated with you, Parts Runner. Okay, pass you on to Dawn.
Hey, so Ruby will be reading for MC next. So I just wanted to make everyone aware of that. And I will be reading for Gypsy Vixen. And this card just kind of popped out, and it's a number 52 card. It's a beautiful card. I mean, truly. And then you have all the bright light coming from behind it. It's called Straddling Worlds, Wandering Between Two Realms. And we are in the time between two eclipses, but we're also in the in-between time where all of these things are going to be going retrograde. So we're in between the time of that and then next spring, when in February things are direct and moving back into the new signs that they were in. And then in April, that'll be when Uranus moves back into Gemini. So then we're on a brand new timeline. We're all also kind of like on new timelines now, but it will definitely be much more pronounced as a collective when we get to that point. So this is called Straddling Worlds. When the Straddling Worlds card shows up, it's an invitation to get used to living with one foot in your old world and one foot in the new. There is no going back to the way things once were, and what will be is not yet fully here. You must find the delicate balance that can bring you delight as you relish the past and all your memories, along with the awe as you glimpse the astonishing and exciting future. Straddling Worlds invites you to become a true wizard, not one who performs magic tricks, but one who has mastered the dance between the visible and the invisible worlds, between the realms of form and formlessness. You are the birther of new ideas, of original and sustainable ways of being in the world. So I think we all have that sense of, I like to say it's a 52, it's a number 7, and 7 to me is just so spiritual. We definitely have that. We don't know where we're going. We know we can't go back. So I think that is something that we just have to accept that that's going to be the case. We just can't, there's no retracing those steps. We have to learn from whatever our past has brought us as lessons. And let me say this too. I have gotten this as a message, kind of as a download, that there are so many people, especially here, like in this chat, and then a lot of the other people that have watched some of our videos, they are healing ancestral lines. Mm-hmm. They are definitely healing ancestral lines. So with that, know that you have been doing the best work possible. And I know that it's a thankless job, because that's usually what happens, is that, the family has been so used to doing things this certain way, and you're doing it differently. And that's enough to break that mold. So I want everyone to be aware that many, many, many of you are breaking ancestral trauma lines. So Straddling Worlds, let's go ahead and go on to Ruby.
That's such a beautiful message, John, because that's kind of what I'm getting here with this energy that I pulled next for MC. And I'm seeing this as kind of us sitting here, and here's the moon, and then, just us kind of sitting and contemplating in that. It's just so beautiful. I actually am pulling from the inner child. I was inner child oracle. So this one, it's just so beautiful, like sitting in the starlight, kind of in this in between, waiting for the next thing to happen. And so what I have for you is the card that's called Accept What Is. Acceptance of what is without the veil of judgment can help us find peace in the uncertainties of this life. If you have pulled this card, it might be time to practice acceptance regarding a certain aspect of your life, either for your inner child or for something that is occurring in your present moments. For both, the practice of acceptance will be the same. So what it's suggesting for you, MC, is to try to observe a painful or undesired aspect of your life without judgment. Non-judgment is the practice of suspending all beliefs and criticisms about how you or others should act, behave, or exist in the world. If judgmental thoughts or words encroach on your practice, allow them to gently fade away as you hold on to a mindset of non-judgment. Once you reach a place of acceptance regarding what is or what has happened, practice sending love to yourself in this space. Even if it feels a little forced, tell yourself and your inner child that you love yourself where you are. And as you are, tell yourself that nothing has to change for you to be worthy of your love for yourself. So the question is there anything that you believe you or another deserve judgment for? And if so, how might this belief be hindering you at this moment? So I'm just kind of seeing this as a little bit more of a collective energy, though, of us just kind of sitting in that space, pondering that, and just trying to be present and thinking this as we go through it. Okay, so with that, I'm going to move it on to Sri.
Okay. And Dawn, you talked about the ancestral healing, and I did a video on Monday. If you haven't seen it, Archangel Raphael came through and gave some really good guidance on how to go through releasing some of this old ancestral lineage patterns, behaviors. And it was quite a surprise for me. And it was simple, but very elegant. So if you are really trying to release some old energy, go and look at that video because it might help you do it. And it was surprisingly simple in the messages that he brought forth. All right, so this round, Jonna, I'm going to read for you, and let's see, Ron, you were going to read for Karen up next. So Jonna, you wanted a card of guidance, and I pulled from the Shaman's Dream, and I got, it's called Winter's Dream, a gestation period. It's a number 9, and you see this beautiful nautilus shell here, and it looks like a pair of either angel wings or fairy wings by the nautilus shell. It's a beautiful card, and it's kind of similar to what Ruby just pulled, and it says, the Winter's Dream is a summons to go within. So it's like the Hermit card, Jonna. Your life force longs to turn inward, like the sap of trees returning to the roots. Cast your gaze towards the deep and hidden places in your heart. Come to rest again in the sanctuary and safety of your soul and be at peace, basking in your crystalline clarity in that quiet place. It says, it's not hibernation though, so don't fall asleep. Take your quiet, wakeful nature with you into the stillness and know that you are replenishing your life force. Trust that the deeply buried seeds inside your soul, the ones you planted even before you were born, are softly stirring and ready to awaken in the spring. But don't try to rouse them too early. Just surrender to the quiet of the Winter's Dream. And so this is a time, I think, right now, and it may be for all of us that, Dawn, you mentioned it, we're kind of in that calm space where we're just being serene, we're going within, we're being peaceful. And you may want to take action, but what Spirit is saying for you right now, don't take a lot of action. Go within, rest your body, your mind, your soul. Self-care, self-care, self-care. And the answers are going to come to you when spring appears. And spring, of course, is a metaphor, but when the timing is right, it's all going to come out and you will be led to what you're supposed to be doing next. And you need to give yourself permission right now, Jonna, to go within and just be peaceful right now. And don't worry about tomorrow. Just worry about today and be in that beautiful energy of surrender and self-care. That's the message for you. But I think that's a message really right now for all of us. And with that, I will pass it over to Ron, who's going to read for Karen.
Thank you again, Sri. And Karen, again, I'm pulling the exact same runes. It seems to be over and over. This rune here is the one we pulled for the collective last week on Thursday. And this is disruption, elemental power. And I'm hoping this resonates with you. Change, freedom, invention, and liberation are all attributes of this rune. Drawing it indicates a pressing need within the psychic to break free from constricting identification with material reality and to experience the world of mind. The rune of elemental disruption, of events that seem to be totally beyond your control. This rune has only an upright position, and yet it always operates through reversal. When you draw this rune, expect disruption, for it is the great awakener. Although the form of the awakening takes may vary, perhaps you will experience a gradual feeling of coming to your senses, as though you are emerging from a deep sleep. Then again, the onset of power may be such as to rip away the fabric of what you previously knew as your reality, your security, and your understanding of yourself, your work, your relationships, or your beliefs. Disruption takes many forms. A relationship fails. Plans go awry. A source of supply dries up, but do not be dismayed. I love that. Okay, whether you created disruption or whether it comes from an outside source, you are not without power in this situation. Remember, you're a spiritual warrior. Your inner strength, the will you have funded until now in your life, provides support and guidance at a time when everything you've taken for granted is being challenged. Another of the cycle runes, the term radical discontinuity, best describes the action of this rune at the most forceful. The most severe and the more severe the disruption in your life, the more significant and timely the requirements for your growth. The universe and your own soul are demanding that you do indeed grow. Again, I'm hoping that resonates with you, Karen. And I'm going to move on to Dawn again.
So Ruby will be reading for Willow, and I will be reading for what's she doing. And I noticed in that she's a number 7. I think I saw somewhere in there that she's in life path 7. Me too. So I can relate to that. And anybody that is a life path 7, and I feel like who is a Cancer or a Libra or a Virgo, this message is for you. This came out and I was like, look at this. It's a 16. It adds to a 7. So yes, anybody that's a life path 7, definitely. This is the empty well. There is nothing for you here. The well is dry and the desert is encroaching on your once fertile garden. It is time to face this harsh reality and move on. Give gratitude and thanks for the abundance you have experienced. Stop diminishing yourself for the sake of another. Making yourself small will not produce the results you want. There is a lack of reciprocity of give and take. The empty well tells you that it is time to reclaim what is yours and return what does not belong to you. You do not need to react or respond to them as they are not real. Simply shine your light upon them and see how it dispels them. Receive the empty well as a gift. Do not exert your energy and waste your resources by repairing the walls or mending the rope. Follow the watercourse way, the aquifers that run deep in the earth, and you will be led to a new spring oasis. You can find these underground streams, these rich natural resources in the subterranean depths of your heart. So a lot of relationships are changing and will be changing. There are emotional vampires out there. That's why I specifically called out to the people that are routinely overgivers, Libra, Cancer, Virgo, to the point where their first thought is, I have to fix this. I have to take care of this. I have to, for the sake of someone else. And, your well is now dry. You need to separate yourself from the energy of people who have no reciprocity. You are important going forward. Go into the deepness of where the water will flow. This is the old is ending, and you are high. I believe this is finding a higher vibration with those people that understand how these things are supposed to be working. That there is reciprocity of spirit, of friendship, of love, of caring, of doing for you. No one, number one, no one should treat you better than you treat yourself, number one. And that you have the right to expect respect and caring and people being able to hear you, see you, appreciate you. I think that is very important. And I think that's what this is telling you. If there's something's got to go. There's nothing more for you to give. You're all worn out. You need to rest yourself and then move forward. So I will move on to Ruby.
This might be an extended message to the one that you just did here. I'm also Life Path 7, so true. But this is going to be for Willow, and it's the love card. And I'm noticing, the thorns around it here. So this is the number 3. Your soul is saying to you, I have only one message for you today, but it's an important one. Love yourself. Do not try to find love in others. Do not look for a mirror in which to see yourself. You are creating emotional dependence and you are running away from your own love. By loving yourself, you can create healthy relationships and situations in your outer life. Your soul is wonderful, but as an incarnated being, you are imperfect, as are all the people around you. You have had expectations that you view as mistakes, just like everyone else. You have been clumsy, just like everyone else. You have felt that you were taking a wrong path, just like everyone else. Love yourself in that complete imperfection and clumsiness. Your soul is perfect, and by experiencing the imperfection, you connect to the energy of wisdom. So your spirit guides are saying the energy of love will open the door to renewal for you within the next 3 months. You have long been caught in repeating patterns. You have been caught in emotional fatigue, which guided you and projected a negative image of yourself back to you. You have released many old beliefs and thoughts. What you are missing now is true love for yourself, the compassion with which you know how to look upon others, but not yourself. Look upon yourself with love. Respect your convictions and values. Accept your dark side without looking to fight it. Within the next 3 months, a wave of love will come into your outer life. It will be an echo of the love you're building for yourself. Love yourself, love life, love your past, love your experiences, and love what is obvious. Love synchronicities. So I was just feeling so much inner child energy, and we were kind of getting that with a lot of the other readings tonight with that inner child and sitting with looking at this in between and this stillness, kind of where we've been and where we're going. And for me, I've recently just went up to the attic this week and I found a bunch of my old photographs from when I was really little. And it also had like my old yearbooks and everything. And I don't know why I felt like I needed to look at that. But I think that it's a time of reflection for all of us to kind of look back at where we've been so we can kind of see where we're going. So I hope you enjoyed that and that it resonated. So I'm going to turn it back to Sari.
Okay, we have time to squeeze in one more. And Deanna, I saw your message that you wanted a card for healing. And guys, we're not making this up. I pulled from the Healing the Inner Child deck and I was shuffling and this card came out 2 times, okay? And this is called Resources. So Deanna, this is a pretty specific message. It's an invitation and it says, for many of us, perfectionism, shame, and unworthiness are companions on this life journey. Asking for help can remind us of our vulnerability and limitation as a human being, and it can be so overwhelming. This card invites you to rest, to lean into the resources within and all around you. No one can do this journey alone. And it says, one of our deepest resources we have is our own connection to our essence. Offer yourself the gift of bowing to your own infinite wisdom and divine essence. The card reminds you it's time to receive support from the resources around you and within you. We can only give what we allow ourselves to receive. And the resource for you, Deanna, it could be a person, it could be an animal, a spirit guide. So be watchful. There is someone or something or a guide around you that really wants to help you process through something from your childhood that is either holding you back or has been gnawing at you. And I think all these messages are pretty similar. So if you need to heal or look at something, there is something or someone around you, and ask your guides, ask the angels, ask for support and signs to help you, because it is wanting to be offered to you. And I get the sense that like you got lots of angels around you that are just chomping at the bit to be asked. So whether that be your guardian angels, yeah, they're chomping right now. And so don't be afraid to ask, because the sign of our greatest strength is when we are most vulnerable. And asking for help is a sign of incredible strength, incredible strength. So Deanna, I hope that resonates. So we are at time. Again, what beautiful messages that we've gotten for the collective and for all of you. And we are so grateful to spend time with you. Have a wonderful, relaxing, and safe weekend. Go within, be serene and peaceful, and let's offer our thoughts and prayers to the world of love, of peace, of healing, and serenity over the coming days. With that, we bid you good night, wherever you are around the world. And thank you again for trusting in us and joining us for this beautiful community. Thanks again.